My name is John Allan and I work for Clackmannanshire Council in Scotland as an ICT Team Leader. Clackmannanshire Council first became a customer of Midland, now called MHR, back in 1994. In 2012 we migrated from the Midland system onto the MHR iTrent application. Over the years we've actually continued to improve on the implementation of that product, and last year we migrated into the hosted environment. The benefits have actually come in different ways, and I've not fully realised all my benefits yet. Initially, the first set of benefits is that I've been able to release time from my internal staff in the IT department from hand-holding the HR team and payroll team from all their changes, and every time there's a legislative change because of HMRC changed in something, I'm not getting constant demands coming through and demanding time of my IT staff. So those questions are now taken care of because they book their own upgrades themselves through the service desk, and it hasn't taken very long. That transformation's happened in less than 12 months, which I was quite delighted by. And part of the savings also included the potential reduction in cost for backup services. It's also going to be time releasing for some of my internal staff as well, and so I did have some benefits from that too. The other change that's actually happened is that for my end users, we have an issue that some of our hard to reach workers will be our cleaners and people who don't use a computer on a day-to-day basis. By moving to the MHR cloud, what we've been able to do is they have been able to access the system using their mobile phone, and it means that they're able to actually input details such as their latest mobile telephone number. They'll be able to check the pay slips, they can actually request time off, and that's gone down really well with the cleaning staff, who, being the lowest paid of the organisational structure, tend to be forgotten about an awful lot. So it's been really welcoming from their perspective to see that we're spending some money on them. When we actually deployed the employee self-service, and gave us an opportunity to look again at how we would actually install the iTrent application, because you're effectively starting with a clean slate. So what we did is that we decided that we will allow anyone to be able to use employee self-service from anywhere in the globe. The manager, on the other hand, through manager self-service, we're restricting that access to certain IP ranges, and we're saying that they can only actually originate inside our organisation or trusted partners. And what that's enabled us to do is have very tight controls, so it actually has good governance over the data from start to finish. One of the challenges when you support an ICT service is actually looking at the whole cost model of how you deploy licenses and manage those licenses. And particularly in the last, say, 4 or 5 years, some of the bigger vendors, Microsoft and Oracle, have changed their licensing models to try and take advantage or manipulate the fact that people might be using the virtual technologies, and they're trying to squeeze more revenue from those deployments. And what happens is that there's an Oracle car park license model, as it's often referred to, and if you deploy Oracle in a virtual environment, it becomes cost prohibitive for public sector organisations, particularly at this time when we have severe financial constraints, to try and actually use those software tools and those software platforms effectively. So we have a choice to make. Do we deploy a little bit of the solution and get a limited bit of functionality if we deploy it on premises, or do we find an alternative solution in a hosted environment or in the cloud as a software as a service? So when we made the decision for Midland iTrent, what I'm actually looking for is the functionality. And when I buy the hosted service, I don't care about the licensing model, because that's not my problem anymore. In order to really maximise the benefits from iTrent, you do need to actually have that longer term plan, because it's a great product and you can really squeeze out an awful lot of benefits from it. But the fact it's hosted, the fact you can actually get it from your mobile phone, some of the new styling that's actually inside iTrent now, so it actually looks cleaner and neater, and there's extra features in there, it's looking quite sweet.